gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. It's just a special live stream that we're doing today. Say farewell to our buddy, John Wells. We're going to send him off the way that he deserves to be sent off, man. You know, any questions you got that I could answer, I answer. Just share some memories, man, how we met. I sent invitation to his son and daughter and also his wife and asked them to join me on here. And I hope that they're able to do that. I see the trolls are working early already, man. I mean, can't you guys just take one day off, man? Is your life that miserable that you can't give John his respect? He can't take up for himself. I can. But yeah, I thought it was appropriate that we do it like this. I actually received a great email from Jason Flint, man. I want to thank you for that. Saying, you know, give it some time. So I gave it about a week so we could all get our heads together and stuff. Mo, I sent you my email. It's calroach1@gmail.com. And anytime you want to send me a message or anything, I'd appreciate it. Hey, Luis Martinez, thanks for joining us. You know, I met John in March of 2020, right before the pandemic. I was at the laundromat, me and my girlfriend. I was actually helping her fold clothes, and here comes John and Janessa down the street. And John just came over to me and started talking. That's rare. When you get over here, you're going to see how rare that is. I don't know if, well, that's only the second time it ever happened to me. The other time, it was a gentleman in immigration in Cebu, and hell, we're basically sitting next to each other. John's the only one that's ever really come and introduced himself. And then, you know, I went to see my son down in Zamboanga and got stuck down there for 6 months and, you know, lost contact with John. But the minute I got back in September of 2020, I saw him, and he was the first guest that I ever had on my show. It was a disaster, man, because I didn't know that if you're going to do StreamYard, you have to cut your YouTube off. And, man, my signal was bad. John, though, he had a good signal. And, man, he kept the show going. I was shocked because afterwards, everybody was saying, hey, man, why don't you have John on again? And I didn't know why. But come find out, man, John had a lot to talk about. He was a genuine guy, man. I promise you that. Okay, here's his son.
Hello. Hi,
Hey,
Calvin.
John. Man, you look just like your father, man.
Yeah.
Man, welcome to the show, man. I'm glad you could join us, man.
I wouldn't pass the world up for it.
Yeah. Look at this guy, everybody. If this isn't John 30 years ago, I'm not, you know. Man.
I don't know if he had this going on. A little white.
Yeah, John, he likes to stay clean cut, but go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and say whatever you want to say, John.
Hi, everybody. I'm John's son, and I don't know what to say. Just I wanted to come to bring some good memories that I have of Dad.
Well, that's good, man. We really appreciate it, man. You look just like your father. I've spoken to you several times, but I've never saw you, man. You look just like John. How many kids does John have?
Me and my sister.
That's
just
it.
the two of us. Yeah.
So what about your sister? Does she look like John too?
Yeah, she has the red hair and everything.
No, they can't see you. What happened? Oh, yeah. So how's everything been going, man, since you got, I hated to be the bearer of bad news, but you know your father asked me, he said, Calvin, he gave me a list of people to call, man. You was on the list.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I hated to be the bearer of bad news. Now, where do you live? I mean, in a roundabout way, John.
I say Northeast Ohio.
Is that where you live?
Yeah, I mean, different time zone.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was shocked about. I thought you lived somewhere with your area code. I thought maybe you lived in Tennessee. Have you ever lived in Tennessee?
No, well, I used to drive semi truck. I've been there a lot of times, but I never been. The only time I went down there is when Dad lived down there, and I went down and stayed with him for a little bit.
Yeah, I thought that 615. I thought for sure that was a Tennessee area code. Maybe I'm wrong, man. But yeah, I'm glad that you could join us, man. And, hold on, let me read this. Thanks, John Gomez, for the super chat. He says, shock to my heart and soul. I thought of John as a friend. I was gearing up to meet Calvin and John. He was special to all of us. This is for John. Man, I tell you what, John, that's the way we all felt. I was telling you guys on that last video I did that, man, I was on a roll, man, and then John died, man. It kind of put a dark cloud over my whole existence over here, man. I mean, I was shocked, man. I couldn't believe it. I just talked to John. I was just talking to him and his neighbor the day before he had the heart attack. I was going to Bacala to attend christening. And while I was there, I got the message that John was in the hospital, and I never seen him again. It just kind of put a, man, I'll tell you, man, it just messed me up over here. But tell us give us some memories, John.
Oh, I remember him teaching me how to ride a bike. Always a good time. He helped shape me as a man. He helped me with a lot of things in life. If I would ever question anything, I could talk to him. He'd always give me advice, and in my head it didn't sound right, but I'd apply it, and my goodness, would it work perfectly. He always taught me to do hard work. He always taught me to, raise my kids right. I have a great work ethic. I believe in working, unlike most of these people, and he's always been there for me no matter what.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
I'm glad that he got to come over and enjoy himself, because he always had a smile on his face when I talked to him and I see pictures of him, and that made me feel good in my heart.
Well, thank you, man. I'm gonna tell you something. John really looked forward to this show, man. I didn't realize it until maybe a couple of months ago. And every time I show up at McDonald's, man, John would have this big notebook full of stuff, and he'd be researching all week. And I'm like, John, really? I mean, this show became like the center of his life over here, and I didn't realize it at first. But yeah, he really looked forward to this show, and me and John, we really didn't have a lot in common, man. We had one thing in common, and that was our love for the Philippines. And that's what kept us together, man. That's all we talked about. I only knew about you from my show one time. You was on there, and John was like, that's my son. And I was like, your son? He never told me he had, about his kids or anything. All we talked about was the Philippines, and that was enough to keep us tight, man. We became tight, like brothers, man. When John died, it was like a member of my family died, man. And it really, I'm still in a state of shock, John. I can't explain it.
I agree. It took us all by surprise.
I know you talked to his brothers. How's everybody taking it, man?
Everybody's just in shock. That's all I can really say. Nobody knows really what to say.
Yeah, that's Booby over there. Yeah, I wish I was prepared for it. I sent the message to Janessa and also to your sister. Hopefully, they can join us. You know, when John sent me that email, I was like, I was thinking I would never use it. Remember, I called you before because I thought he wanted me to tell you he was in the hospital. But he said, no. He said, Calvin, I want you to call them in the event I die. And I was like, man, you ain't gonna die. You okay, John?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Dame says, I haven't been this shocked since Kennedy died. It was so sudden, man. You know, it reminded me when my mother died. She went to the hospital. She had a sore throat. She couldn't swallow. She thought it was her allergies. 9 days later, she was dead. My mother had stage 4 lung cancer, and it was all the way up to here by the time they cut in. They get when it's tired. And that's how it felt, man. You know. How many children you got, John?
I got two and I got two. I got a 11-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Oh, okay. Now, did
Yep.
John ever meet your children?
Yeah, yes, he did. He got
What
to
did
meet
you
my
think?
son.
What did you think when John said he's moving to the Philippines?
Well, I didn't quite understand, but then he kind of went into how great of a place it is, and just how he just illustrated all the things that was really nice about it. And I seen pictures of it, and he told me about good experiences he had, and I was like, that sounds pretty nice. When COVID got lifted, I wanted to come see him, but it just
Yeah.
never got to fruition. He always told me how beautiful it is, and
So did you ever talk to him before he came, though? Did he talk to you about it, or you just looked up one day and he was over here?
well, he had talked a little bit about it, but then just I figured he wanted to take a vacation, but he's like, I want to go over there and stay. I said, well, you go right ahead. And he's so happy, and when he go, every picture I've seen, he's smiling. So he had a hell of a good time, and that I'm glad that he got to do what he wanted.
They've got this 10-year challenge going around on Facebook, man. And I tell you what, looking at you, man, it's like looking at John, man, in his earlier days, man. I'm glad you came on here, man, because it kind of, you know, gives some closure to me, man. Because, man, you look just like John. I ain't gonna lie. It's like seeing John again one last time. Yeah, it really is, man. So you're married, right, John?
No, not yet, but we're getting there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. COVID kind of put a shutdown on everything.
Yeah. You told me did you speak to, you know, the embassy called me. Now, did you speak to the embassy, or did his brother speak to the embassy?
I never got to talk to him, not yet. So
yeah, I don't know who. Somebody gave them my number and they called me. Then I directed them toward Janessa.
Yeah, I haven't got any calls from them or nothing, so I don't know.
Yeah. Jason Flint said, mods, please be ready with the whack-a-mole button. Trolls don't need to be here. Yeah, they won't even take a day off, man. But I want to go back to a question Adam Chenoweth said about the healthcare system got him shook. Actually, they've got good hospitals here. You just have to know where they are and which one is going to more likely treat your illness or injury. See, John did everything right. When John got sick, he went to the doctor. He went to the hospital, a good hospital, he thought, but they weren't proficient in, you know, heart disease. So he ended up, man, losing a lot of precious time in that place. And I don't understand why they didn't immediately send him somewhere, man. That's the type of questions that, you know, you'll never get. You're gonna wonder, like, man, this man checked into your hospital having a heart attack. And from what John told me, they shot him up with nitroglycerin and morphine. I said, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I don't know if that's the way you treat something like that.
No, and here in the United States, say I go to my doctor with anything, he's going to send me to a specialist just immediately.
Yeah, but if you show up in the emergency room with a heart attack, they're going to do something.
Yeah. A lot of the facilities here can take and tend to things like that.
Yeah.
I think where the last hospital that he was at, I think that they were very proficient, but it was too late.
Yeah. The last hospital, he was definitely in the right place. I just think he had lost too much time. He was too weak.
Mm-hmm.
John was coming off of cigarettes. He was coming off of alcohol, morphine. He had just driven, man, like a 5-hour, just a treacherous road trip from Dumaguete back here to San Carlos. Then he took a ferry over to Salado, Cebu. Then a 2-hour ride to the hospital. I don't know, man.
Where I'm at, the best hospital is an hour down the road, so I'm pretty close.
Yeah. Vincent Hint said, sorry for your loss, Cal. John was good people. Man, John was legitimate, man. He was genuine. And when you come overseas, man, if you're fortunate enough to meet somebody like John, it makes your whole time over here different. See, my life would never be the same over here now unless, there's no other John over here. There's nobody's going to slide in and take his place, man. And I don't know, man. It just put a dark cloud over my life here, man. Like, I'm going to have to really, do something different over here. It's like everything was going good, then all of a sudden life smacks you in the face like that.
Yeah.
Have y'all found out any facts about how to get his body home or what,
No, I haven't really got any details. I'm doing researching a couple things and trying to get everything figured out.
Scott says, Calvin, what could John have done to prevent this? I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's not a whole lot John didn't do right. John did everything right, Scott. When you get sick, he's right there in Dumaguete. He goes to the modern hospital. I mean, what else could you do if you having chest pain? John had a heart attack before. Because you have to realize, man, we're grown men. We can't tell people how to live. I can't say, hey, man, you need to stop smoking. You need to stop drinking. How many people know that right now? But they're not going to do it. But the fact of the matter was John had money and he was in the right place. He did the right thing. So I don't know what else he could have done other than, try telling a grown man to stop drinking and smoking and see how far that gets you. It's not going to get you anywhere, Scott. But I think John did everything right.
I agree.
In the wrong hospital, man. Imagine this is 2022. You're in a hospital and they don't know how to do an angioplasty. I can't wrap that around my mind. So what do the locals do? Would be my question to any Filipino or any foreigner who lives in Dumaguete. What happens when you have a heart attack or something in Dumaguete then? What do they do?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I would be ask my question. Now, have you talked to your sister today? Did you tell her that we were having a show or anything?
I sent her a message, but I never got a reply back, unfortunately.
So that's your little sister, right?
Yes. Yeah, she's younger.
Does she look like John too? Maybe John with a wig or something?
Yeah, she does. She looks a lot like him. She has his red hair too.
Yeah, you got red hair, right?
Yeah, like a reddish brownish color, but this is red, but now it's turning white.
Yeah. So how old are you, John?
No, we're going to be 38 here pretty soon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, do you remember when John had his heart attack before? Or you don't remember?
I remember a little bit, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, you were young.
Yeah, he got to the hospital, I think, within probably an hour or two of it happening, and we didn't live that far from the hospital, and he got treated immediately. I mean, it was outpatient. It was so
Oh,
simple.
okay, yeah. Yeah. So what kind of memories do you remember with John? Was he a tough parent? Was he strict, or did he let you do whatever you wanted to do?
He wanted you to do good. He wouldn't let me mess around. He always preached good grades, good attendance. He always preached to always be genuine. He would always tell me to not I don't know how to phrase it, but not do anything, nothing stupid. When you're a kid, you want to do stupid things like, oh, let me go run in traffic, something stupid like that. He was like, nah. He'd always try to help me critically think about things before I did them, and
Yeah.
and the work ethic. He always worked. Said you're always gonna have to work, and I'm making it, so I'm doing something right.
What
He was
about drinking and smoking? Did he ever talk to you about that?
not really. He used to make beer, and boy, he could make us some mean root beer. Let me tell you. And, and I believe he would make a Dort Minder, and he won a bunch of awards and things like that. When I was growing up, he made beer that was really cool, and he'd like sneak me a little bit. Hey, taste this. I didn't know what I was tasting, but
Yeah.
boy, it was awesome to do when I was a teenager.
Yeah, John, people don't realize how intelligent John was. He looked like a country bumpkin, but he wasn't. John had stories, man, that could keep you going forever, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he had stories, man. Even over here, he wasn't over here that long, and John had more stories than me. He said they ran him out of a few places, and I could see that because John wasn't going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
John was not going to be in. Uh, See, like me, remember I was telling you about the situation I had yesterday. Now, if that would have been John would have went toe to toe with that lady.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I was different. I used to have to get on John, like, man, be careful, John. You're gonna get in trouble over here. He says, Michael Miller says, I love root beer. Let's get something together.
I agree.
So did you grow up in West Virginia or you grew up in North Ohio?
We grew up in Ohio,
Oh,
but
okay.
we would go to West Virginia, and I seen some funny things there.
Yeah. This makes sense, Dana. He says, don't let healthcare be the reason you choose not to go to the Philippines. I know the general healthcare system in the Philippines is on par with most of the hospitals outside of the major cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And, as much as we talk about self-care, nobody's going to do it. If you're not taking care of yourself there, I mean, what makes you think you're going to come here and all of a sudden start taking care of yourself? The Philippines doesn't change you in that way. It changes you, but not in that way. You have to make it a priority now. And I can't stress that enough. I try to work out. My wrists have just healed enough where I can start my workouts back. I started yesterday. I work out at least 4 or 5 times a week. And, eat the best. I don't eat any fried foods anymore since I got the air fryer. Now, is that going to turn out to be the microwave of the 21st century? I don't know. But right now, I cook all my meat in there.
I think that's a good idea. It's definitely a
Yeah.
lot healthier, especially cooked bacon. All that grease comes out, and it makes it so much better.
Yeah. And I very seldom eat pork. But, I will because it's part of the culture over here. You can't go anywhere and not eat it. Black Diamond said, Calvin, what's going on with John's wife and child there in the Philippines? Well, he doesn't have any children here in the Philippines. He does have a girlfriend, and she's just, imagine, excuse me. John was her life. He was her entire life.
Mm-hmm.
She, kissed the ground he walked on. I'm sorry, man, to say it, but that's just the way it was. And now that he's not here, man, she's beside herself, man. She can't think. She can't do anything. I'm trying to help her the best I can. She called me today. She said that the hospital, the morgue, called her and let her know, said, hey, y'all going to have to do something with John because it's getting to the point where his body is rotting, is what she told me. That, so she's been looking to make some type of rental arrangements to get him cremated. She's just in a situation now, she doesn't have the money. Let's just be honest. She told me she needed at least $50,000 to do that. And I'm like, wow. I didn't know it was that expensive over here. Mario Law says, well, I need a visa to come for 30 days. No. Your valid passport, Mario, is good to get you into the Philippines. You have to have at least 6 months of pages and before your passport expires. But that's all you need is your valid U.S. passport. Wally Davidson said, need to set up a fund for John's family. That's a great idea for his wife over here. I don't know how to do that. I asked her to come on here. She's extremely shy. And see, that's the problem. I said, look, a closed mouth won't get fed. I said, it's really not my place to do that. I mean, I will help you. I'll give you the platform, but you need to come on here. And I'm just so glad that you came on, John. I mean, you don't know how much that means to me, man, that you came on here. Somebody, legitimately connected to John. And if you want to say anything, if you want to tell them to help Janessa or whatever you want to do, man, this is the time to do it. See, I take a lot of flack, stuff like that, and it's a double standard with me. Anybody else, if a disaster happens and they reach out, it's no big deal. But if I do it, I'm somehow scamming people, man. I've been doing the same thing for about 16 months, man. I don't have any reason to scam anybody, But yeah, thanks Lamont Smith for that super chat. He says, hello, Calvin, prayers for John and his family. So if anything you want to say, John, if you want to talk about how, the situation is right now, because I know you was talking to me about some stuff.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get all figured out.
You said you were thinking about taking out a loan, right?
Yeah, that's going to be the only way. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot. Like every other American, month to month, fortunately.
Okay, now, Michael Miller says the military should be able to ship him. John was never in the military, was he?
No, he was not.
Why they aren't helping. I don't think they're going to, a lot of people that come over here aren't in the military, Michael. And believe it or not, the embassy does very little for you over here. They will contact your family and steer you in the right direction of the people and the authorities in the Philippines. But you have to realize when you get over here, guys, don't ever forget this. You're under Philippine law over here. The United States the embassy doesn't supersede the Filipino government. So if you die over here, you got to get your death certificate from here, and then the embassy can certify it for use over there. You got to go through the channels here. So over, unless you're some type of diplomat or something.
Yeah, the best way to communicate is email, I found.
Yeah, and back being the pandemic, man, it's backed up over here. You're lucky they called you back. Well, they called me as soon as they did. I was shocked about that. Gizmo said John must have had a retirement saved up. He always talked about investments he had. Yeah, John invested and saved very well, but you got to understand his son, which is, you're the beneficiary and everything like that. He can't access it without the death certificate. He's got to get that, right, John?
I don't know. I just want to get Dad home. That's all I'm worried about. I'm not worried about nothing else.
I mean, as far as the death certificate, you're going to need that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're going to need that. Well, Michael Miller, John wasn't in the military. John was only 61, so he wasn't drafted in anything. He says for his age, he should have been drafted at some time. Now, me and John, same generation. John's same age as my brother. There was no draft going on that I can remember. To be honest with you, that I can remember. L.A. Detroit says we can easily raise $1,000 for his cremation or funeral services. Yeah, I know we can. That's why I was hoping that Janessa would be on here because I would want it going straight to her. I don't want anything coming to me. Just go straight to Janessa. I could actually put her name up here and her phone number and her address. And if you wanted to send her anything, I'll let her know. But, I'm just really disappointed that she wouldn't come on here. I know she's grieving and everything, but hell, I talked to her and I told her, I said, I can help you, but I can only help you so much. You got to come and help yourself. Jason Flint says, John, if you make a GoFundMe page, we would have a link that Calvin could send out, and I'm sure we could get you funded. Yeah. Can you get somebody to help you make a GoFundMe page, John?
Yeah, I can get that done.
Can you get that done today? And send me the link.
I will.
As soon as you get it done, I'll send it out. I'll put it on my community page, and then I'll put it anywhere I can in all of my descriptions in my videos until we get that. We'll set up. Let's see, he needs like about $7,000 for the bill, and then probably another $1,000 for his funeral. We could set it at 10,000, I guess, and see, as long as we get somewhere close to that. And then once you get the money and whatever they do, they take out a certain amount. You could just forward it to Janessa and have her pay the bill and get the funeral. And then she could actually send the remains back to you.
It's so hard to try to pay anybody over there. I don't understand how it really works.
Well, with Janessa, all you'd have to do is send it Western Union or somewhere like that. You can trust her, man. She wouldn't take one peso. She's so honest, man. This woman would literally wipe the sweat off John's behind if he wanted her to over here. She loved him, man,
He'd always tell me how good she was to him. That made me happy.
Yeah, initially she said it at first. We were riding to Bacala one time, and we were talking about, young women with older foreigners. And I made the remark, I said, be honest, Janessa, initially it was about John, what John could do for you. She said, yeah, Calvin. She said, I'm not going to lie, but I really love him now. And she said it with such sincerity, man, that I believed her, and that's usually what happens. If you're around, as long as you don't mistreat anybody and you're a decent human being, people are going to fall in love with you. And that's what happened. Wildebeest says, GoFundMe. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. He said, GoFundMe takes a large portion out of donations. A cash app would be better. Do you have a cash app, John?
No, but I can figure out how to make one.
Yeah, because I obviously can't make a cash app. You can only do that in America. That's a great idea, Wildebeest, by the way. Any way that we could funnel some money to you, and then you funnel it to Janessa, and and then once we get John out, get him buried and all that, then y'all can handle all the technical stuff. But see what's going to happen here. This is the Philippines, right? It's this in America, and what they're going to eventually do, because tomorrow will be a week. I don't know what the cutoff is, but eventually they're just going to dispose John's body, and you're not going to know what happened to it. See, that's eventually what's going to happen if that bill's not paid and all of that. it's just sad to say, but it's just a reality over here, man. And that's what I was trying to relay, the sense of urgency to you, your sister, to Bill. This isn't America, man. They're not going to just say and wait and say, hey, okay, well, we'll give you John's body. You pay us later and all that. No, it's basically a hostage situation. And then once they figure out, hey, these guys aren't paying, we're not hearing from anybody, they're just going to cremate him and all that. Okay. Michael Miller said, gather the correct amount and then post it. We'll try to wear it down. It's going to be about $8,000. The bill that you received the same bill I did, right, John?
No, I didn't get any bill. Nobody sent me one or nothing. My sister's supposed to get it, but she never got it to me yet.
Yeah, but Janessa sent it to me. It's 344,230 pesos.
Okay.
That's about $7,000. And then, they're charging 800 pesos a day for him being in the morgue. So you might as well say about $7,000, okay, for that, the bill. Then she said she needs another $1,000 for the funeral. So that's about $8,000. That will get it done. I mean, just to get him out of the hospital, I'm pretty sure she may be able to talk them down on that $50,000 a little bit. Yeah, Mr. K, Janessa should have been on her. Yeah, I sent her the link, and it's just, I'm going to see if I can, hold on for 1 second. I'm going to see if I can reach her, and tell her, hey, look, you need to be on here and let us really know what's going on, Janessa. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
If I can go into here and, yeah, see, she saw the link. Please come on. People are wanting to help you. But I sent her another message. Now, I just said, please come on. People want to help you.
I just sent her a message as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, she needs to be on her right now. That's what I said, and I don't get it. He said, Calvin, what's next? We just want to send John off. Just say goodbye to him, man. John helped a lot of people through my channel, man. He didn't want a channel of his own. He said tax ramifications and all that stuff. And he just didn't want it. He really didn't want to deal with trolls and all that stuff. So he just really basically had his channel through mine. But he helped a lot of people. He answered a lot of emails, messengers, and stuff like that. That's just how he was.
Yeah, he loved doing that too. He loved talking with everyone.
Yeah. Rich Davison said, I don't know if anyone else has suggested a GoFundMe account for John. That's maybe a way we can all help. Yeah, make sure you get that. Even if, we can, whatever we get there, be fine. Okay, he says, Verbal says, I'm 70 and was one of the last people drafted. It ended 2 months after I went in. Yeah, my brother is 70. Well, he'll be 70 next month, and he actually got drafted. He stayed there 7 months in Vietnam, and man, that's when he got strung out on drugs and stuff. He said he was scared shitless over there. I don't blame him.
Me either.
Yeah. I mean, that was his words, man. He said he never was the same when he came back. He said if it wasn't for the weed and the heroin and stuff like that, he'd have never made it. That is what he said. Cool Your Buffalo Dan says, we all love your dad. He had a good soul.
He did.
When's the last time you talked to him, John?
I've talked to him. It was in text. It was probably 2 hours before his surgery. I was going to call him, but I figured that he was getting prepped up, so I didn't really get a chance to really talk to him. I did through text, but obviously I didn't get to call him on the phone. And a couple times I tried to call, and they're busy at the hospital and things like that. But I texted him and told him, I said, I'll meet you on the other side. You're going to get through this. I figured it'd be like when he was younger when he has heart attack, he was literally in and out. I figured it's gonna be the same way because the hospital he's very confident there, and it just I don't know.
Yeah, his emails changed with me. They went from being grim to more lighthearted once he got there.
Mm-hmm.
Because John was texting me some stuff, man. It made me scared, man. He was texting me like he knew he was going to die. Then all of a sudden, he gets over to Cebu, and his whole outlook changed. I'll tell you exactly his last message to me was, Calvin, I really feel much better. He said, I'm in good hands now.
Mm-hmm.
He says, the doctor trained in Chicago and worked in Chicago. He said, I'm going to be all right. That's exactly what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He had no idea, that he was going to pass away. John had no idea.
He always had the good thing about him. He could make it could be the worst possible thing happening. The world could end, but he would put on a brave face, and he would just. I don't know how to explain it. It would just. He could make you feel better, no matter what bad was going to happen. He always had that ability. I don't know how he did.
See, you're exactly right. You saw the same thing I saw. I knew John was scared to death. I know John enough to know John was afraid especially when he was in Dumageddon. I could read it through his emails. He was scared, man, and but he was trying his best to put on that front. Thanks for the super chat, Michael Miller. He says, Calvin, maybe she's still grieving privately and can't bring herself to dealing with this publicly yet. Give her her own time. I understand that, but you have to understand that what's making her so upset is John being in the morgue, not being able to, the finances is what's really bothering her now, Michael. This is what she's telling me. We talk every day. And, I understand her grieving, but if she wants the one thing solved that's causing her the most problems, because John's not coming back, then, she's got to help us to help her. I mean, just to come on here and say, hey, I appreciate all the love and everything, just to thank everybody and say, yeah, we having problems financially. I think it will go a long way in getting her financial situation solved. It would look a whole lot better coming from her or coming from John sitting here than me. If I had the money, I would give it to her and just say, hey, just give it to me when you can. But, I didn't invest like John. John was a shrewd businessman.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, he didn't waste a lot of money, man. That's why he was as successful as he was.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
He always taught me to save, and I've been trying to ever since.
Yeah. I mean, you got to understand, John wasn't no joke when it came to that money and stuff. Mm-hmm. He worked for 40 years, 3 jobs, and, he did well for himself.
Growing up, he was always working, and that's where I get my work ethic. I'm always at work, too, if I'm not at home. I go 2 places, work and home, just like him.
John, he says, did John ever, well, thanks, Jacob, what's it, Bodie Ames for the super chat. Super sticker. He says, did John ever adopt that? This is John Ray says, did John ever adopt the child from the fishing village? No, he didn't. He talked about this once on the show that a very poor family wanted him to adopt one of their kids. Yeah. But they wanted him to do it unofficially. And John thought about that and said, no, if we're going to do it, we got to do it officially. We can't do it unofficially over here because it could get you in a lot of trouble being with minors that aren't yours over here. Marlon No says, Michael Miller, great point, sir. However, you might have heard earlier, John's body is beginning to deteriorate. Yeah. And see, that's what's bothering her, Marlon North. It's the finances. She wants John out of there. Like we all do.
We need to get him home.
Bottom line, we need the money to get him out. Okay, Sandra Lopez said, I was the number 7 subscriber to this channel. Thank you. You know, when I started my channel, I had 359 subscribers already, but they weren't mine. They were my daughter's because I was using my channel to kind of try to promote her singing career. And, you know, it stalled. So thank you, Sandra. I really appreciate it. Yeah, because I've already went over 29,000. I don't know what's going on. But I saw on another vlogger in the Philippines where he's seen a bump in his subscribers too. So maybe YouTube has got us on some type of algorithm. Dana Middleton said, time is not an ally under these circumstances. Yeah, I'm not going to solicit either, Fred. So don't start this, okay? Because you know you and these trolls, y'all get on that stuff and y'all put me on under, you know, some different circumstances. You know what the hell I'm doing? Trying to help my buddy. I'm not soliciting shit. You know, because y'all to quit with that stuff, man. Don't start with me today because I'm not in the mood. You guys come on here with that foolishness, man, try to put me under some type of double standard. These cocksuckers on here getting all kind of money, man. I'm helping people over here. Yeah, if you want to, you know, get me, man, look, I mean, we're gonna do it, man. All illegal. Everything's gotta be legal when I do it. But the rest of these cocksuckers can do whatever they want to do, man. Don't come on my channel today with that stuff, Fred. Because it's foolishness, man. This is about John and helping John. It ain't about me. I don't want nothing coming to me. I send it to his daughter. Yeah. Well, go ahead and tell the embassy that. You think getting me put out that the Philippines is going to help the situation, man? Y'all need to grow up, man. Y'all grown ass men with that. Sorry, John. I'm sorry, man.
No.
You know, I put up with this shit, man, every single day.
I seen it on your shows. I seen it all the time.
A different standard, man. I'm tired of it. You know, y'all know where I am. I'm here in St. Carlos City. You know, you got a problem with me? Come on over here. I'm not, you know, I don't have to answer to none of y'all, man. You know, it's crazy. Black Diamond says you have to understand there's a grieving period, Calvin. I'm sure she's not ready to be on the block. Yeah, but you got to understand then she's crying to us for help, Black Diamond. This is what you don't understand. Finances is what's keeping her awake at night. All right. We understand all of that. Maxwell says, so did John have an emergency fund account for times like this?
I don't know.
Obviously he did, but here's what I think. Because you have to understand, I got a message from John where he had to put a substantial amount of money down on his operation. I think it was like $250,000. So yeah, John had money like that, but you gotta understand he did not plan to die. He had no idea he was going to die. He put that $250,000 down, and he thought he was going to live to see another day and then settle it, but he didn't.
Yeah,
you know.
And how he had it was just him, nobody else, nothing else. It's just him.
It was just him, and that's just how John was, guys. You gotta understand, man. Remember, I tell you, however you are in America, you're gonna be when you get over here. Nothing's gonna change. You know, the Philippines will change you, but not in that way. However you are over there, you're gonna be over here. You know,
yeah, he took care of his finances. That's why he's as successful as he was. He did it right.
Gizmo says one lesson here is you need to tell someone what to do step by step if this happens, because in this case, the money is there. Yeah, the money is there. It's just, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say. I hate to second guess a dead man.
The preparations weren't made there because he didn't anticipate this. Nobody anticipated this. I figured he would live until his 80s. You know, I wanted him to be here.
Yusuf Amal Habib, thanks for the super chat. He said, John Jr., it's so nice to meet you and put a face to your name online. I was looking forward to meeting your dad someday. So sorry for your loss. Good morning, Calvin. Thank you, Yusuf. It's like talking to John again. It's like talking to John again. Hey, Ennis Montgomery says, hey, Brother Calvin, a little something to help our brother John. May he rest in peace. Keep making us proud. I hope that, like I said, if nothing else, we can get his body out of that morgue.
That's where it needs to happen. I'm going in town trying to get loans. Stuff. It's just not working out in my favor.
Okay. Hey, Robert Jones, thanks for the super chat. So this is for John's son and daughter. I'm a silent man and do not involve myself in any of this foolishness. John was a good man. Thank you, Robert, for that. Yeah, it's not time for that, guys. You know, we all know the legalities of all of this, but man, we're a community. You know, Eric J. Brown said Calvin will work out in the end. I know it will. No, we're not going to make John's girlfriend come on here. Be free. He says, please don't make. We just asked her. Come on this live stream between language and grieving, not a great idea. Like button should have been hit immediately. Over 500 as Calvin projected. Yeah, if John would have got out of that hospital, it would have been 1,000.
I was looking forward to seeing him too. He's supposed to come over here. I believe it's March. I was going to pick him up, and I never expected this.
He's asking you a question. Be Free says, for John Jr. and family, if y'all decided on cremation or full body services?
Probably cremation. That way I can always keep him with me for the rest of my life, and my son misses him tremendously.
Yeah. I think that's what John wanted too, right?
That's what we've had discussions throughout the years, and that's kind of where he landed with it. And I just want to do his wishes.
Yeah, T-Man says, hey, Calvin, just tuning in. Is that John's son? Yeah, it's obviously John's son. Man, he looks just like John. You know, I could only wish that my kids looked as much like me as you look like John, man. Damn. It's like talking to John one more time. It's like that 10-year challenge they doing on Facebook. It's like going back in time talking to a younger John. Wise and Happy says, John's very lucky to have so many people who think so fondly of him. Seeing John getting drunk on the channel was great entertainment. He was so happy. He was happy, man. And that was the thread that held us together, man. Here's our love for the Philippines. That's really all we had in common, man. Because John, we were like night and day. John was a Trump supporter. I wasn't. Me and John had some crazy, man. We used to have some knockout, drag out arguments in McDonald's, man, on his views in the world and my views. But he was like a member of my family, man. We became that close.
I always enjoyed watching the shows.
Yeah. Charlie said John should have went to St. Luke's in Quezon City as part of Mayo Clinic Network. I think if John would have went anywhere other than where he went, maybe he's alive. But, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's too late for that. When I did that 6 tips before you retire over here, see, people don't take that kind of stuff serious. They all they want to hear about John Jr. is booty, beaches, and bombshells. That's all they want to talk about. When I said, look, man, when it comes to healthcare, you need to find a good doctor, a good hospital that's going to treat you and your illness if you have it. And people say, well, you know, with so many videos on YouTube, I don't care how many videos it is. If people aren't listening, that's very important. And this is what Charlie's saying. See, if he really knew that, you know, he was going to have another heart attack, he probably would have went to somewhere near there. But you got to understand, John thought that he could get help in Dumaguete. That's what he thought. Hey, thank you, Fiji Unlimited. Said you're recommended your channel after I was watching Filipino Pete. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Ron Bizzle says, tell Calvin. You know, we're here trying to, he said, where's the mods? Michael's on here. I think he's the only one on here. Frankie Stan says, my close friend who was like a dad told me a while ago to have money somewhere where you can spend it and let it get bigger and balanced that you use under extreme circumstances. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's a great idea. And
yeah,
believe it or not, guys, the money, John's got the money there, but she can't get it. He didn't make those type of arrangements, and I guess that's something that you got to understand. He may have loved the woman, but maybe, you know, he wasn't ready to go that far yet and say, hey, look, you got access to all my funds and everything. I don't know of many guys who have done that.
he had it just where he could do it. That's just how he has always done. It's smart.
Yeah, I don't know how many guys here have given their girlfriend that they weren't married. I don't know who, you know.
I think he wanted to get married in April. I believe he was going to.
Yeah, my girlfriend, we set her up a separate account. If I died right now, would it have enough in it? No, but we're putting it there. So if something like this happens, she could go get money out of there to get me out of the morgue or wherever it is.
That's important. That's a good
she
tip.
doesn't have access to my account and all of that. I don't think, you know, you don't become the savvy investor John was by doing stupid stuff like that. Eric Brown says, Calvin, the trolls equals more trolls and block them all. Yeah, I don't get it, man, but I get it, guys. I get it. Hold on, guys. Hold on for a second. And we're not going to give them any time today. This is all about John and about John Jr. I see I put my shirt on for John today. Hey, Soul School Music Lovers. He said, rest, John. Thanks for the super chat. He said, rest, John. See you later, man. Peace to family and friends. Whatever happens today, you know, YouTube takes, in about 2 days, I know exactly what went on here with super chats and stuff. What I'm going to do is, after they take the 45%, they'll tell me what it is. I'm just going to give it all to Janessa. Whatever she does with it, that's on her. And then, because see, this money here, I'll get paid next month for it. But I'll probably have enough from today, whatever goes on here, and then I'll find out like 2 days, John, what it is. YouTube will send me a printout. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the bank and give it to Janessa. So if it's $300, whatever it is, I'm going to give it to her. So you'll know that. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, you know, but you got to understand, Fisher Johnson, that Fred Smith, he goes back and forth. You know, he'll tell, you know, and I just don't want to talk about this stuff today, guys. You know, to be honest with you, man. It's about John. We're grieving. You know, we just want to send him off the right way. And, hey, Kuya Buffalo Dan, thanks for the super chat. Says, see if she will pawn the ring he got her. That's $13,000. Yeah, you know, she told me that she was thinking about selling the car. That's how desperate she is, man. And you know, she wants to get him out of there. Hey, Taj Atkins said, keep your head up, bro. It's always a lame trying to take your joy. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, to have to do that, guys. It's just that if you see the emails and stuff, man, it's just like evidently I'm doing something right. That's how I look at it now. Christoph Wolfgang, thanks for the super chat. Said, Calvin, have you been to John's house and checked the magazines? That was his go-to hiding spot. Rest in peace, John. But actually, I went by his house yesterday, and Janessa's sister and niece were there. They were looking for some documents, they told me. Because I thought it was Janessa. I was riding my bike, I went by there. And they said, no, it's us, Uncle Calvin, that's what they called me. Fiji Unlimited said 8 racks. Why so much? And he was having heart surgery over here. That's a smidgen to that's a smidgen. Can you imagine what it would be in America when they doing some type of heart procedure?
It's like 80,000 plus.
Yeah, you got to understand that John had already put a 250,000 deposit down. You know, that's not a lot of money, man. Franz Pasio Jr., thanks for that super chat. He said, "What's up, Calvin and John Jr.? My condolences. Hope this helps." Yeah, everything, man, is going to help Franz, man. I really appreciate your help and support, man. You know, we're just going to do what we can. I'm not soliciting nothing. So all you trolls want to do whatever you can do, man. You know, I'm not doing that. Retarding Bahal says that song, "Live Like You Were Dying," is a deep awakening. We all will leave this earth at some point. Just live life to the fullest. Stress kills. Don't worry, be happy. Rings in my head every day, man. Thank you. And you're doing it the right way, brother. I promise you that. You are living that mantra. Hey, Michael Miller, thanks for that super sticker. Hey, Gil Bellamy, thanks for the super sticker. Hey, John. Okay, John already did this. Okay, yeah, John Gomez, thanks for the super chat. He said, "My condolences, John Jr. Hope to meet you in the future, brother." Mike, thanks for that super chat. He said, "Thanks for all you do, Calvin. Rest in peace, John." Retired in Bahal, actually, I think you're Filipino, right? You retired in America, and now you're back in the Philippines. This guy's building a house. For people who like these house building videos, you see my house, right? Go and see his house. I mean, he's got a hell of a house, man, and it's right on the beach in Bahal. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Well, you know, Fred, he's like he's a subscriber, man. You know, and I know the Passover there. It's the only one I really acknowledge because I was kind of shocked he said that. See, whenever you bring up that solicit, that's one of the code words that these trolls use. You know, they say I'm running an unlicensed charity simply because I help people. See, that's their code words, John. You know it.
I really appreciate everyone helping out, and I'm going to get the GoFundMe set up probably in 20 minutes after I'm done on here. I appreciate it, everybody.
LA Detroit said tax law has changed this year. Be careful with cash out and such. 600 or more received in a year needs to be reported as income. They may change this before April the 15th. I was reading something about that, but I thought it was if you're using it, if it's tied to your business or something. But you could be right, LA. I'm going to look that up again. Eric J says life insurance is important. You know, John was one of those guys, and I did a video on something me and John were talking about. He was big on self-insuring. And I did a video on that and, you know, the pros and cons of that. A lot of people, you know, they want to self-insure, and they don't realize that it's probably better to share in the loss with the many. That's the whole principle of insurance. You know, the many pay for the losses of the few. Instead of trying to hold that whole burden by yourself. Why not give a little bit every month? And I'm not saying that because I'm a retired insurance agent. I'm saying it because, you know, your family's going to grieve as it is. And now they're going to come up with, hey, we need some money now. They do GoFundMe. They do all that stuff. Hey, Callie T, thanks for the super chat. He said, miss you,
Thank you.
John. Great laughs on the show. We're going to miss John, man. I'm putting together some clips of our show together. It's going to take me a few days because it's a lot of hours of shows that I've got to go through. But I'm going to put together some of his best moments. And then Anthony Edwards, he made me a song that I'm going to run in the background. I think it'd be interesting, man. John was funny, man. Some of the stuff I'm seeing, he was just naturally funny. Yeah. Seth's Travel Vlogs. Well, I'm sorry, Seth. It's Seth's Philippine Diaries. Says, rest in peace, John. Sorry for your loss, Calvin. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry for your loss, John Jr., really. You know, that's your father. He was just a friend to me, man, a good friend, but hell, he was your...
He was an excellent father.
Yeah. Robert's he's a great guy, man. He's a caring guy. I don't, to be honest with you, but that's the type of community I'm trying to build here. This is more than just a channel, man. You know, we're trying to help each other in any way we can. Yeah, a lot of it is really. It's, because I'm saying my channel's tame compared to a lot of these channels, man. But, let them come. I can handle it. But don't do that today because John can't take up for himself. He's not here. Hey, Alec Wyatt, thanks for the super chat. He says for John. John's girlfriend is going to get every penny off of here today that I get, that I receive after YouTube takes theirs and whatever. Because our only concern is to try to help her, man. Travel Rounder says his girlfriend may be grieving, but the hospital is not. Yeah, and they want their money. She can grieve later, but now's the time to grow up and step up to get this man home. And I'm right there with you, man. And I'm right there with you. This is where I am. It's two cultures we're dealing with, and you're exactly right. Reality trumps everything else. I'm sorry. Brian Sweeney says, sorry about your friend, Calvin. I was looking forward to meeting him in a few months. Fiji said, John gave good info dealing with women in the Philippines. Yeah, it was just his way of dealing. Everybody's got their own way. One thing I did agree with John, he got ahead of that. Should I support my girlfriend's family stuff? See, I'm with all of that. Get ahead of that, guys. Don't make that an issue. So he gave her, I think, 12,000 pesos a month, which is a good job over here. I agreed with him on that.
I'll be right back here.
Okay. Get some water, John. Get some water.
I will.
Thanks again, man, for coming. Look, Wilson says we need $8,000. We all put 15 in and we're there. But you got to realize, though, YouTube created the super chat and super stickers. And I wouldn't discourage anybody from giving from their heart, but it is what it is. Hey, Big Matty Boy 1, he says, we're sorry for your loss, John. Yeah, man, I can only imagine. I know he's holding back some stuff, man. But are y'all in agreement, man, that this guy looks just like John? I mean, he just looks like John, man. It's like I'm able to talk to John like we're able to see John one last time. He said, hit the like, guys, on your TV, folks. John Mack III says, time for everyone to honor John and his legacy. Bless you, Calvin. You also, John Jr. Don't let the lowlifes get to you, man. Yeah, I'm really. I said I wasn't going to do that, John Mack the third. But I think I kind of overreacted with Fred. I think he's really just trying to protect me. Eli, thanks for the super chat. He said, came in late today. What exactly happened to John? Condolences to everyone close to him. He was always humorous. Well, John had a heart attack and he showed up at a hospital. And honestly, they couldn't help him. So he went home and went over to Cebu. And then by the time he was able to have the procedure done, I just think he was too weak. He didn't make it through the procedure. According to Janessa, what happened was when they was done with the procedure, he was still having heart pain. So they went back in, and he had a massive heart attack and died doing that. Timothy Bright, thanks for the super sticker. Be Free, thanks for the super sticker. Yeah, and I think that's what she told me has happened. That after they done the procedure, John was still having heart pain. So they went back in. And it was from going back in that he had a heart attack and he died. Don't censor me, said many expats do not fully trust their partners, do not give them access to accounts. Then this kind of thing happens. I've seen it before. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, I mean, at some point, I'm pretty sure he trusted Janessa. I'm sure he did, but to that extent, I don't know. That's asking a lot, man. To give her access to all of your money and everything like that. There has to be some way to draw a line there. Hold on, let me get John back on here. There has to be some draw the line there. If I were you, because it's what I did, I'm telling you from experience, is I set up my girlfriend an account. And we're putting money in there every month. Mm-hmm. In the event something happens to me, and she, because I'm not giving her access to my account. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's necessary. I mean, we're not married. I mean, if we get married, that's something different. But hell, we're not married.
I think that's a really good idea.
Thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, guys. I mean, be honest, man. Who watching this right now will give their girlfriend now their ATM card and access to their bank accounts and all of that? Okay, because money changes people, whether you realize it or not. And John did real well for himself. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of life-changing money that he racked up. It says, it's good to talk about John as long as it takes. Peace be with all of you that John has touched. Yeah, John really did a lot. Hey, Road to the Philippines. Thanks, Danny, for that super chat. He said, let me see this. Let me see if I can find this, Danny, because you and Robert Jones, man, y'all just about did it today. And, for the funeral. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Everybody that's helped, I'd like to be able to give her something that's going to really help her. Hey, Daryl, thanks for that super sticker. I missed you, man, on that. Okay, it's Eli. Okay, B. Timothy Bright. Glenn Nazareth. Okay, here it is coming next. Oh, here it is. Road to the Philippines. Thanks for the super chat. Super chat, Danny said, I truly wanted to be a part of this cause. A part of this cause. I'm heartbroken over the past. And my Thursday nights will never be the same. As I told you before, I planned on meeting the two of you, possibly doing one of your live streams, Sunshine Shows, Moonshine Shows, Happy Hour. Rest in peace, John. I'll be praying for you and the families. But you guys are so, I'm going to tell you, man, it's emotional, man, right now for me. Because the young lady really, without having access, and John Jr., same thing, without having access to his money, their hands were tied. There's not a whole lot they could do.
Unfortunately.
For that super sticker, he said, John was a good man. He was. And what you see is what you get with John. He wasn't fake, man. There wasn't nothing phony about John.
No. Growing up with him, he's as genuine as he is.
Hey, thanks, Ray 101 for the super sticker. I don't get it, man. Chuck Jordan, thanks for the super sticker. Tom says, Cal, looks like you got enough super chats to pay for John's cremation and get his death certificate. Send his ashes back to the United States, I guess. Well, I don't believe so. You have to understand, Tom, since you're counting, that YouTube takes 45% of this. Okay, and I would never discourage anybody from helping. Okay, they take 45%, and as close as we can get to 8,000, we're gonna give every peso. I don't need it. Y'all don't understand. That's not who I am, man. You that's something else, man. I mean, you're counting and everything like that. I don't appreciate that, man. I don't need John's money. You gotta understand, man. I'm reaching 6 million views. Do you understand that YouTube pays me for that? Give me some credit for having a decent channel, for being creative and building a brand like I have, man. I don't have to cheat anybody. I wouldn't cheat anybody anyway. And you got to understand, I receive a renewal income that I received a substantial raise this year, by the way, Tom. You guys are going to stop with that, man, trying to discredit me. I mean, I don't understand it, man. Y'all crazy, man. Give me credit for having a decent channel with decent content that YouTube rewards me for. All that old what the Sunshine Shoulders earn, that's not real, okay? It's not true. Hey, D. Gordon, thanks for that super chat. He says, sorry I'm late to the stream, Cal. Here's a little something just to send some love in my prayers and condolences. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey, grumpy old man, thank you so much. He says, hey, Calvin, hope you're doing well, my friend. I am now that I got John Jr. with me. I promise you. I thought it was important that I have somebody that was connected to John on here today.
This is helping with the grieving process, definitely. Seeing how much love everybody has, it makes me feel so good.
Yeah. And we're going to do what we can. Like I said, whatever gets, I'll know tomorrow or the next day. And it takes like 2 or 3 days for YouTube to analyze all this stuff. And it'll be there if anybody wants to see it. I'm not going to print it on my community page or nothing like that. But I'm going to send every penny to Janessa because we want to help her in any way we can. I don't know if we'll ever get 8,000. I doubt that. But, as much as we can, anything is going to help. That's what's keeping her up at night. That's what she told me. You got to understand over here, it's about saving face. Every time that hospital calls her and says, hey, look, you need to come and get this body out of the morgue, it just, it floors her, man. She don't know what to do. Hey, Timothy Bright says, a good person leaves a legacy in your life. That's why John is such a loved person. How many of us will make a positive difference in anyone's life? Y'all don't understand, man. This live stream meant so much to John. I had no idea, man. John was serious about this. Okay, me and John had fell out. And y'all remember, Johnny got drunk and he made some crazy remarks about if black men if they would just obey the police, they wouldn't be getting shot. Y'all remember John said that, right? But he was drunk. And then he doubled down and said, and blaming Breonna Taylor for her own death. Said, well, if she didn't hang around with drug dealers, they wouldn't have shot her. Talking about the police. Well, me and John fell out, and I suspended the Sunshine Shoulders, Moonshine Shoulders show for a couple of weeks, man. And I got an email. I think it was his girlfriend. Somebody said, please put John back on that show. I mean, he's lonely. It's really bothering your father. I didn't realize how much this meant to him because John was a lonely soul for real. He didn't have a lot of friends over here. And I had to put him back on the show, man. That's the only reason I forgave him, because he apologized to me off camera. But I went ahead and put him back on the show when I found out how much it meant to him. Man, John looked forward to this every week. Whenever I would be like, look, guys, we got about 10 more minutes. We got to get off. John was like, he wanted it to keep going.
Mm-hmm. He loved the show.
He loved the show, man. I didn't know how much it meant to him, man. I took it for granted. Hey, James K., thanks for the super chat. Said, hey, Calvin, I still can't get over John's passing. My heartfelt condolences to Vanessa, John Jr. and his family. Rest in peace, my friend James K. I know you and John had gotten close, James, and that's why when I told you, I knew you were going to take it back. Thanks, Norman Lanier, for that super sticker. What else do you have to say, John? You got anything else you want to say?
Well, I remember on one of the shows you asked Dad if he had that red hair when he's growing up. I got a couple pictures I'd like to show you when he was young. So let me bust them out.
Yeah,
you got one right there.
Wow. John looks like, you know who John looks like on that first picture? He looks like Wayne Newton. Show that first picture again. Yeah, John looks like a young Wayne Newton on that. Hey, Mike Benson, thank you for that super sticker. Chad, he says, sorry for your loss. Thank you, Calvin, for helping with this unfortunate situation. John is lucky to have him, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. And I was lucky, man, to meet John, because when you're 8,000 miles from home, guys, you know, it's nothing like having somebody like John. We didn't see eye to eye, man. I don't want you to think that we were two peas in a pod, man. But if I needed to talk about something, man, John was there. We met every Friday. And it was our love for the Philippines, man, that kept us tight. Thanks, Robert Morris, for that super chat. Let me see. I missed somebody. Thanks, Jeff Smith, for that super sticker. K. Dallas, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, John looked like a young Wayne Newton on that picture, man. He looked innocent. Boy, did they know the John that was going to end up being the adult, man. John, he did not bite his tongue, that's for sure. I'd be in McDonald's, man. I'd be cringing some of the stuff John would say, because people are sitting around us and they can hear him. Brad Sweeney Jr. really sounds and laughs like his father. He's a spitting image of his father, man. Scary.
Let's see here.
He said, Dr. Delane says, hey, brother, I wish I could contribute. I'm a disabled vet with no job and no income. Wow. I'm struggling to keep a roof over my head. I'm having to sell my things just to pay the bills. John would be missed, man. My heart goes out to you, Dr. Delane, you know, and a lot is said, man. But, you know, I just let me say this as a veteran. I don't believe we do enough, man, for our veterans, man. Hey, Eric, thanks for that super chat. He says for John. You know, this is a heartbreaking story, man. Butch Helton says, John Jr., my condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
He said, did you ever visit the Philippines, John Jr.?
No, I wanted to come see Dad. COVID really derailed that. I really wanted to come see. He told me how beautiful it was, and I wanted to see the scenery and the ladies, of course.
Yeah. You know, your sister said something to me, and I knew. I said, y'all don't know a whole lot about the Philippines. And I try to tell people this. Over there, we know very little about the Philippines. Here's what your sister said. She said, I don't have a problem giving Janessa money to buy a round-trip ticket to come here and meet the family and attend Dad's memorial. And I was like, she can't come over there. It's not that easy, Stephanie. But she, I love where her heart was.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks, Robert Miller, for the super sticker. Yeah, she thought that she could send Janessa the money for a plane ticket to fly her to the States. But I said, no, it's not that simple. It'd be easy. I mean, it'd be nice. Yeah, he said, I hope Janessa's watching because she'd get a kick out of those pictures. I'm sure Janessa's watching. You know, we would just love for her to just show her face. She don't even have to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's part of John, you know. Hey, Jose Villanova, thank you for the super chat. He says, not much, but hope this helps. Sending brotherhood to everyone needing it. Rest in peace, John W. Man, this is really amazing, guys. I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart.
I got another good picture here.
Oh, wow. John looked like a heartthrob growing up.
I think he was, and he kept going on into his end.
Man, these pictures are shocking to me, man. I never imagined John looking like that. Harold Kemp says, John seemed like a truly fun guy. I'll miss seeing him with you, Calvin. I'm sorry I would never meet him. My condolences to all his family. John was funny, and I don't care who. He never met a stranger over here. And whenever we went to the beach, a cookout, a party or something, John was the life of the party. Even at my housewarming, John turned it into his damn housewarming, man. It's just how he was. He never met a stranger. Christopher Leroy says, what did JR think when John moved to the Philippines? I think I asked you that question. I mean, what was your thoughts? It's like, what are you going over there for, man?
I asked him if it's like a vacation, and he started to tell me the things he really liked about it. And I said, well, it doesn't sound too bad. At first, I didn't know what to think. I was like, well, I've only read about it in books and things like that and seen it on TV, but I never imagined that he'd do it. But then he said, I went over there for work, and it's, it's nice. I like it. I was like, well, go for it. I drove him to the airport whenever he was getting ready to leave.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he said, he looked at me and said, I need an adventure. I said, you go take care of that.
Wow. Yeah, man, that would have been something if you would have been able to come over here, man, and see John. And that was what held us together, me and John. That's why we became so tight. His love for the Philippines, our love for the Philippines, man. John, if nothing else, he enjoyed himself, and that's why I can tell you guys from everything in me, man. John wasn't ready to die. Some guy emailed me something, and he had good intentions. He said, well, the good thing out of this is John died happy and blah, blah, blah. Look, man, I promise you he didn't. John was scared to death. He wasn't ready to die. John was only 61 years old. He had, money to last him for the rest of his life. He had a woman that he loved, a young woman. He was over here living his best life, man. He wasn't ready to go. And that's what makes me so sad. I know John wasn't ready to go.
No.
He was the same age as my father when my father died, John Jr., 61. And my father, he had a notice, like maybe 30 days. And he was, man, my father was pissed off. And I asked my mother, I said, why Daddy so... why is he so angry? And she said, because people get like that when they know they're going to die. And he's not ready to die. And, John didn't have that much time. He was suddenly. He died suddenly, but John wasn't ready, man.
No.
No.
He easily had 20 years left, easily.
What? Come on, Ken Roke. He says, show all the receipts because you are going to have bear on your case because you are under investigation now for your YouTube channel revenue. I'm not under investigation. I don't know why I would be under investigation, Ken. Sorry. I'm no different than anybody else. Why me? And it wouldn't matter to me. You guys are, you just won't, you're just jealous, man. I'm trying to help. They can come and do whatever they want to do. They better investigate everybody. Damon B. Cool says, Calvin, maybe you can host his son on a trip over to the Philippines. Yeah, that's a great idea, man. If John, once all this stuff clears up.
I'd love to.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the positive flow. I mean, nothing would make these guys happier than if I got in trouble some kind of way. But I don't understand, how would that make their life better? How would that? The Philippines doesn't need saving from Sunshine Shoulders, guys. Y'all need to grow up, man. Really, man.
You can't get in trouble for not doing anything wrong.
Well, they'll make up some stuff. And see, over here in the Philippines, it's like shoot first and ask questions later. I'm guilty first, but I don't worry about it. I'm not studying. Yeah, they just love feeding negativity. Yeah, I do it, but I'm not doing anything. I don't have anything to hide. So if they want to come after me, come on. He said John Jr. goes to the Philippines. He won't go back to the States. Yeah, well, he got kids, man. He's got children, Eli. I think he will have to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, R. Butler, 85. He says, sorry for your loss. This is really a shock to me. So I can only guess what you're going through. And see, I don't understand why. Okay, super chats and super stickers are a legal way for channels to garner support. I didn't make that up. YouTube did, Kim Roke. And anybody that's watching my channel now, you got to understand, I was watching the football game the other day, the Bengals, and who did the Bengals beat? I can't remember. Tennessee Titans. And these guys, that's what their channel is. They're like sportscasters or something, where you can't see the game, so they're doing like a play-by-play. And man, you talking about super chats racking up, man. These guys are getting $1,000, but they had like 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. Why is everybody all in my pocket for? I'm not doing anything that the millions and millions of other channels are doing. I mean, I don't get it, man. You guys are pitiful, man. That's all I can say. Hey, Rasta Natty, thanks for the super chat. He said John was definitely a part of the Sunshine Show's community and will surely be missed. My condolences to John's family and friends. He's definitely going to be missed. I tried to get John to get his own channel, man, a long time ago, but John didn't want to deal with the trolls. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I was so naive. I had no idea all this stuff was on here, man. Because I probably would have never made my channel. I'm just not used to guys doing this drive-by stuff. And, they won't show their face. They won't confront you. See? And all that stuff. Hey, guys, look, man, I need you guys to get these trolls, man. It's a lot of them on here, guys. It's a great idea. YT Flavor, she said, you might be able to negotiate with the hospital and get on a payment plan if you explain John's situation. My wife's relatives have done that. Yeah, I think I'm going to ask Janessa to do that if she's not, afraid to do it, man. Look, guys, we're in a different culture. And one thing that remember I was talking about the Alpha Filipina and the Beta Filipina. Well, Janessa's like a Beta Filipina. She's afraid to, to talk to people and kind of, and it hinders her progress over here. See, I'm going to tell you something about Maryland, and I'm not just saying this because it's my girlfriend. It's before I met her. Her daughter had dengue and was in the hospital over here in San Carlos City and needed to get to Bacolod. I mean, like yesterday. Don't you know this woman went around and got the money together, man, and got her daughter down there and got the treatment she needs. She's an alpha, man. And that's kind of what you need over here, man. It's good to have, the submissive woman some of you guys like. I can't tell you what to like. But remember, I told you I wanted a woman that could get things done at this stage in my life. That's what I need. I don't know what anybody else needs. Hey, Tim's Life Adventure, thanks for the super chat. He said, bless everyone here. Miracles are happening today. Absolutely, man. Despite the negative stuff, man. And thank you, Tim. I can't, I'm trying to, Alex. I've got my moderators. See, I'm on StreamYard, and it's even if I try to hide it, okay, for some reason it doesn't work on this end. It's not like if I was doing this live stream on YouTube, I could easily boom get rid of them. It gives me that option. Yeah, but you got to understand, we're not doing anything wrong. We're not, as long as you're not endorsing, I'm not selling anything, Ken. I just got a channel and people support me. There's nothing illegal about that. If the Philippines wants to come after me, I'll pay a fine, and then, that'll be it, man. But I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not doing anything that millions and millions of other, don't you know, as far as the YouTube channels, I'm ranked like 10,000 just in the Philippines, man. So if they come after me, they got to come after everybody, man. I'm not going to sit around and take that. Hey, R. Butler, he said, sorry for your loss. Thanks for the super chat. He said, this is really a shock to me. So I can only guess what you are going through, man. I'm going to tell you something. It's really a shock, man. I can't even, I'm speechless. I was just talking to John on the 7th of January. Hey, thanks, Rob Burnett. He said, thank you, Calvin. I miss you, John. This is to help with the final living and his wife and child in the Philippines. He doesn't have a child, but everything that we do today is going to go to every super chat. All the support I get today is going to Janessa, guys. I'm not going to keep it. I don't need it. I got a good life over here, guys. I'm going to say that one more time. I've got good renewal income from my insurance book of business, and I've got a thriving YouTube channel. I don't need to cheat anybody. I don't need to scam anybody. I'm not that way. I wasn't raised that way. And I'm tired of explaining myself. You go down there to Dumageddon and get on them clowns down there, okay, who, by the way, aren't helping any damn body. The fact that I'm helping somebody makes them want to come after me. I'm not go and read my Facebook page. That's where it all started. It'll tell you all about Sunshine Shoulders. Hey, Timothy Bright says, friends, how many of us have them? Friends, one you can depend on. This is a song, and Calvin is a friend to John. Absolutely. And John was a friend to me, though. Remember, he came to me one of the only times that's ever happened in my almost 13 years over here. Because for some reason, man, I don't know what it is. We try to avoid each other around here. We try to be the special expat. And John wasn't like that. John, he really did he really was interested in meeting people. I mean, not just me. Whenever we were together and we saw Fauna and McDonald's, Mahawani on the street, John would go up and introduce himself. Flip Wilson said, does this PayPal still work? Yeah, it works. He said, can your mods blast the chat room with your PayPal link? Road to the Philippines said, my heart is so warmed from the outpouring of all this support from your viewers. It's truly amazing. It is, man. I never take it for granted, Danny. This is an unbelievable community that we've established over here. John was a part of that community, man. And people are jealous of that because we really have created something here. It's not just a channel showing bikinis and beaches and all that stuff, man. It's really something special, man. I'm so thankful, man. I mean, I really am, man. It's really something that I'm proud of, man. Hey, JL Dahl. Thanks for that super case. So rest in peace, John. Eric Medina. Thanks for the super chat. Had Calvin been watching your channel since the beginning? It was always great to see how happy John was living. Yeah, John, I'm gonna tell you something, man. He really loved it here. Hey, turn off your. I think you got something on, John. I'm getting a feedback.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna unfortunately have to get off here. I gotta tend to little
Okay,
ones. I'm
but
sorry.
thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me on the show here. I truly appreciate it. And thank you everybody for your support. Calvin,
Y'all
God
forget
bless
it.
you.
Hey, thank you, John, man. You don't know what it means to have you on here today, man. It wouldn't have been the same for me to just be on here. And what I'm going to do is, since you're leaving, I'm going to only stay on for maybe. Can you stay on for 20 more minutes, or you have to go?
I have to go get my son ready for school and stuff.
Yeah, it's late there. What time is it where you are?
It's 10:09. I let him stay up a little bit extra, but
yeah. Well, thank you, man. Because I'm gonna get off here too. That you are. Do you have any last words you want to say?
Thank you everyone for your support. My father will be missed. I'm still taking back. I'm still trying to get through the process here. I love you, Dad, and I don't know. I'd like to come on again with you at some point and talk to everyone. And I'm glad everybody got to enjoy my father like I did. He was truly a great man.
I'll send you the link on Tuesday, John. Okay.
I'll get to
all our love and condolences to your family, especially his ex-wife over there. I know they were still close.
Mm-hmm.
Linda was her name.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Because I haven't been able to get in contact with her.
Yeah.
Really, was still close to her, man. That's that guy John was.
Yeah.
His ex-wife really trusted her, and she's probably got some information that could help you, I'm sure.
Yeah, would always tell me how fair and more than fair when they got divorced, how he just took care of her, and that's just his personality. That's just how he was. He'd take care of anybody.
Yeah. Wayne Smith said, Calvin, you're doing a great job. Keep doing, stay focused. Rest in peace, John. Well, thanks, John. I'm going to let you go, man. I'm not going to hold you anymore. You've done so much, man. This community, we're going to, give everything that we got today to Janessa in hopes that it can help.
Thank you. I'll get the GoFundMe set up here in about 20 to 30 minutes. So thank you.
Hey, Michael, put that PayPal link up there for me, please. Thanks, John. Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay. Man, I tell you, it's like being able to see John one more time, guys. I'm so thankful he came on here. He looked just like John. Hey, King Lowe, thanks for the super chat. He said, John brought a great positive energy. He enjoyed himself, and his passion for his life was inspiring. He'll be missed. Yeah, that's what brought us together, King Lowe. It was just our love for the Philippines, man. We didn't talk about nothing else, guys. I didn't know John had kids until about a few months ago when John Wells, I saw another John Wells on here. I thought it was one of the trolls. You know how they mimic, they copy your. And John said, no, that's my son. I didn't know John had that. Hey, Dave Meehan, thanks for the super chat. He said, sorry for your loss, Calvin. You guys were a team. Still can't believe it. Keep going back to your videos just to see him. I did not know him personally, but truly miss him. Rest in peace, John. Man, John was like, he was only one John. Let me say this, man. And it's funny that you even said that. I was looking at our last video. It was bad. The signal was bad. It was right after the typhoon. And we were over our friend's house, Marie. And John looked so good, man. He looked as good on that. Go back and watch that video if you don't believe me. The last couple of live streams we did, man, John looked good, man. He never looked better. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he has this heart attack, man. And no one ever imagined that John would pass away. I mean, it happened, boom, just like that. That's the worst ones, man. I've been through that twice. I had a brother got murdered, man. And you just I was in the service. I just get a call. I'm in Memphis, man. It's on a Saturday. Because he got killed early Saturday morning. I was asleep. But I was in my barracks, I was reading or something, drinking coffee or something. I get a call. It's a Red Cross. I'm like, Red Cross calling me for? Your brother's just been shot. And I'm like, is he okay or he's dead? I'm like, wow. That was 1982, September the 25th, 1982. Then when my mother died, man, it's these sudden deaths that get you. There's no chance for you to really prepare for it. It's just boom. And that's how it was with John, man. Thank you, Donald Pierce, for the super chat. I want to thank everybody, man, for your love, man, and the outpoint from all over the world, man, you know, and I mean, it just means so much to me, man, that we could do this for John and his family. And you have my word, man. Every single peso, every single dollar that was contributed here to John, and you will have Janessa, she will be the witness. She's going to get every one. I don't need it, guys. I promise you. It's just not who I am. I would never do that. It's just been, it just touches me, man. It's emotional. I just never thought that I would be having a farewell live stream for John. He was larger than life, man. That's the only thing I can tell you, man. There'll never be another John Wells. I'll never replace him. There'll never be another Sunshine and, Shoeshine Shoulders or whatever it is. Me and John, we were a once-in-a-lifetime team, man. And no, I'll never be able to duplicate that. What he brought to my channel, man, it kind of catapulted me above everybody else. Nobody else had a Moonshine Shoulders. I was the only one. And I'm going to miss that, man. I'm going to miss having coffee with him on Friday at McDonald's, man, and going back and forth with John. Because he would piss me off, man. I would piss him off. You can imagine the shock. Excuse me. When we were riding, we had rented a van, and we were going to Escalante. Maybe we were going to Bacala. I can't remember. When John told me he was a Trump supporter, man, and I mean, he was a real Trump supporter, I was shocked, but I didn't care because, it is what it is. I don't bash people for who they support, but it just shocked me. I never imagined that. And that was the sort of guy John was. You didn't care, because he was just so genuine, man. And I can imagine what Janessa's going through. He did a lot for that little village down there, by the way. And that's why she really wants to have a funeral for him. But it's out of her hands. They wasn't married. The family, John Jr. and Stephanie and Bill and Jeff and all his brothers and stuff, they had to find a word on that. But thank y'all so much, man, from the bottom of my heart, man. I hate to have this live stream, man, but I had to do it. I had to give everybody a chance to say goodbye. This is the only way I could do it. I'm going to come up with a short video of some of his best clips from our show. It may take a week or two, man. There's a lot I got to go through, but I'll do that for y'all. Say, Calvin, you want to share one of your favorite memories, moments with John? Other than the live streams, man, so many, man. When he first met me, and then I remember they're good and bad. John was so funny, man. He kept you laughing. But it was one time that we were in McDonald's, man, and somebody died down in their village, and Janessa was trying to get John to remember who it was. John said, "I'm looking at the casket, and I can't place the people." He said, because it was John's words. He said, they all still look the same to me. And I mean, John said it came out so naturally. And that was what was so funny about it. And it's people all around us, man. I'm like, come on, John, you can't say that to people. But John, that's who John was, man. And it was just so many moments, man. I mean, the fact that I found out that John cared about me as much as he did, man, it was touching to me. I just didn't know it. I took it for granted, man. John really, I was just I was as much of a friend to him as he was to me, man. And I think that's really the last thing I'll say about it. I'm going to miss John, man. You know, like I said, there's no replacing him. There won't be another show like that. Hey, T. Holmes, thanks for the super chat. He said, we love you too, Cal. John was a good buddy to you. Take care of yourself. I am, man. I'm so glad that my wrists are okay now. I started my workouts again yesterday. And that helps, man. That helps me. And coming on here and talking to you guys and just seeing the amazing support today for John. Janessa is really going to, she's going to be thankful. She'll be able to sleep at night, man. She'll be able to save some face. And I'm going to ask her that whatever we get, just give this to them and say, hey, can we work out a monthly, some type of payment plan? And I'll help her with that. But y'all helped tremendously, man. Y'all helped so much. Hey, thanks, Jeffrey Hood, for the super chat. Say condolences, Calvin, to you and John's family. Still can't believe it. Would love to send money. I think Gofundme is the best option. We'll send money promptly. God bless. Rest in peace, John. Thank you, Jeffrey, guys. Hey, I'm going to get off here, guys. I said it would be 500 people, but I meant if John was out of the hospital, not for his memorial or his farewell, but I'm so thankful, guys. It means a lot, man. Y'all just don't know. And this is all what it's about, Gary T. Said 500 plus in the room. Way to show respect to Big John. Sunshine Shoulders Nation. Yeah. What a send-off for John, man. If I don't get off her now, I would get emotional, man. But you hit it on the nose. What a way to send John off, guys, with 500 something people in the room, man. That's amazing, man. And I'm truly grateful, man. Thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart, man. Help somebody today, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for everything. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, man. I'll see you next time, man. We miss you, John, man. We miss you, Moonshine Shoulders. Anybody that drinks out there, man, pour one out for John tonight, man. Thank you. Take care, everybody.